Peace and light, family. I know you can hear me, but can't see me just yet. I am working on two different devices, and for some reason, Facebook wants to take all day. So we're going to see how we can hurry that along. So meanwhile, I'll sit here with you. Peace, beautifuls. I am striving my best. I swear, it's always something with these devices. I won't blame the devices. It's probably me. But I'm getting there. How y'all doing? I hope better than great. So today I will be going over your lifestyle change orientation. Now this really is it is a lifestyle change. When we think about not doing things for a fad, but doing things because they obviously need to be done as it relates to our health. So Facebook is still striving to get me there. Bear with me, family. One day I'll learn all of the ins and outs. I say that each and every time because I really do mean it. But hold on. It's like, yay. Okay, so now that I have that all together, I'm just going to put it back in its space. Un momento. Y'all, this does not want me to post to Facebook. What is really going on? Y'all, come on. It's trying to do something. It's almost here. It's here, yay! So let's just see if I can straighten it up now that it's here. Trust, I've been working on this for a few moments before I started on with you, but it's still not allowing me to go live. That's okay. No worries. I thank you all for showing up and, sharing time and space with me. So again, I'm Shayola the Artisan, and I am here to share one of my many modalities with you, and that is my emerald green work. So what is emerald green and why are we doing this? Emerald green is a school of study that Queen Afua has started some years back. So she's activated many of us to go out into the field to share this system of health. What I have come to learn is that we all need a system. However you decide to work it, it should be a system so that you can continuously use it. So I will start with my story and why I chose this system, or rather this system chose me. So 2008, I met someone who introduced me to Queen's work, but I was not ready. I wasn't ready to give up my turkey. I wasn't ready to give up the fish, the shrimp. I just was not ready. But then I started to really notice like a decline in that let me fast forward. when it was suggested that I change my lifestyle, knowing that I wasn't ready, I strive to like dibble and dabble, like I'll do this, but I won't do that type thing. When I turned 30, I did my very first fast. Now, I didn't have a system. I just knew that, my apologies. I just knew that I needed to clean out. I really didn't know, I really didn't know much other than I needed to clean my colon. So I did that using this 31-day fast book. But in any event, hey sis, what I ended up doing was somehow unlocking another level of self. It was like releasing all of the toxicity that I had built up, in a 30-year time span. Now had an opportunity to like just be removed from my system. Truth be told, even though my mother's side of the family is from the West Indies and we do a lot of herbal care, as I got older, I really didn't pay attention to my colon health. That thus led me to years of just colonic pain. I had kidney stones 3 times. Here again, I knew that I needed to change my lifestyle. After that first fast, I knew that I didn't want to eat meat anymore. But because I didn't have a system, I just ate a whole bunch of like sides and carbs. And that had the worst effect on my life. Like I literally developed more and more fibroids, right? So fast forward 10 years, 7 years later, the fibroids just became just too much. Now, on the spiritual aspect, we know that fibroids, in part, is the result of a blow to the feminine ego. So all of that was true for me in that I, had been cheated on. I didn't have the security that I needed within myself. I wasn't happy, with my body. So it was just a lot of toxicity, if you will, that was built up after my initial fast. So I finally went into the Sacred Woman Village, and that just completely changed everything about, my life, how I looked at myself as a woman, my body temple, and just everything. And still today, I will forever, ever, ever heal. Like there's just no end to that. But part of the system is heal thyself. So I did maybe a short demo, not demo, but just showing you all what I have. Side note, I will be in the community next Tuesday, so I probably won't go live as much unless I'm going live at the actual site. So what have we learned thus far as it relates to human beings? Most of us, if not all of us, suffer from toxicity or malnutrition. Toxicity or malnutrition. And toxicity comes in many forms, right? That's what you're eating, what you're watching, what you're speaking, who you're speaking to, where you're going. All of those things come with a vibration and a frequency, and they affect us. So making sure that we clean our systems out as often as possible is really necessary. So the heal thyself or heal yourself period should be more of a preventative type of system, so that you don't get to the pretty, I need to go to the hospital, right? So if we are focusing on our health system every day, then there's less of a chance for us to need that outside help, right? So what do I start with? Well, not necessarily but it would make sense to start off with what we call our master herbal, right? So I have 2 cameras going, but I'm focusing obviously on this one. Hey sis. So my fellow emerald green practitioner, Karma Soul. So the Master Herbal is a wonderland, right? Because this has many properties to it. I'm just going to read a little bit from my handbook, but it has things like parsley, alfalfa, echinacea, red clover, casa sagrada, ginger, blessed thistle, dandelion, chickweed, right? All of the things that we need to flush our system. So, side note, right? Everything is in the blood. Everything is in the blood. So, patterns, behaviors, all of that. So what the Master Herbal does is help to detoxify the blood of all of just the stuff that doesn't serve us. So it is very, very helpful if you, let's say, have an addiction. And I feel pretty confident in saying that we all have some form of addiction, albeit food, shoes, alcohol, whatever. We have an addiction to something. So as part of our growth and elevation as human beings is knowing how to, is knowing how to rid ourselves of those self-defeating behaviors. And the Master Herbal helps with that. So here again, the Master Herbal is going to help detoxify your system. Primarily, well, here again, just the blood, period. Everything is in the blood. All behaviors and patterns are encoded in the blood. So I actually made some Master Herbal, right? And my Richmond is really rolling cup. And the way that we should ultimately do or prepare, not do, the Master Herbal is to steep it. So for those of us who are not fully aware, it is different from boiling, right? So what should I do first? What I'm going to do is empty the herbs that are already in here. And this has been steeping for about 30 minutes. I mean, overnight ideally is what you may want to do. It is stronger. However, if you let it steep 100, yes, Karma, it cures 103 diseases. Thank you for that, sis. And side note, most humans suffer from 7 to 10 diseases and they really don't know it. You know, that can be just a combination of things. And it takes 7 to 11 compliments to combat I don't want to call it a criticism, but a negative talk. So we just have to be mindful of the things that we do and how we do them, right? So be kind. The Master Herbal helps with that too, removing here again all that toxicity. So what I'm going to do is just pour a little of the Master Herbal into my glass. Now I use the infuser just to catch any of the additional herbs that may have just been residual. So one thing that I do love about the detoxification is that it comes out of just everywhere. So when we are sick, which is our body's way of saying that it is detoxing, is pushing out whatever is in there. This, for me, causes me to urine. So it's like it's going through the liver and it's just, doing what it does and it comes all out. So I'm going to take a sip of that because it is great. So what you want to do is really have a tea infuser, but you can use like a coffee filter. You just got to strive to get a little knot in there. And then you would just put your Master Herbal, I would say about a tablespoon to about 8 to 10 ounces of water, right? So here we have it. And then once your water is boiled, you want to turn it off. You want to put your tea into your water, cover it. And here again, you want to let that steep, not boil, overnight. The other thing too is Queen definitely encourages us not to refrigerate it and not to reheat it. So if you are steeping overnight, then obviously you'll have it at room temperature, no worries. But the reheat can change the balance of the herbs, so we don't want to do that. So now we move on to our nourishment. Now, I can say that I have definitely fall short in this area, right? So remember when I was telling you about my fibroids, and that has caused ectopic pregnancies, miscarriage, toxic relationships of all forms. Like, it was just really, really not so great. It wasn't great at all. What I come to realize through the help of Queen Afua is that my womb was gravely malnourished. Like, she is just, I need it, right? So that's where the prosperity piece comes in. That's where the emerald piece comes in, because our greens literally are just their life, so we need to be able to take in our greens as often as possible. So I did everything but bring the water, but that's all good. So it comes with its own little scoop already, right? So we want to take a scoop, and normally we would put it into a glass of water. Now, what I love is to put a little lime in my water. With the Master Herbal, the Green Life, for those of us who would like to know, is a nutritional formula and is an excellent source of vitamins and minerals that are needed every day, right? Our greens literally are life. So when I think of, let's say, the trees, which I'm looking at right now, I think of breath, right? Without the trees, we couldn't even breathe. So we really need to take in as much of our prosperity, nurture our insides, just magically so, right? And what's the magic? The herbs. We have to take we just have to take the herbs. But these are some of the things that it helps with. One, it aids in rejuvenating the cells and strengthening the blood and bones. Here again, y'all, the bones obviously are super important because it holds up our skeletal. It's our skeletal system that holds up our matter, right? So if our bones aren't nourished, then that's kind of when as we get older, we get shorter, or we start to compact a little. But that is an indication that bone nourishment was needed, over the lifespan. So we definitely want to make sure that we're taking in things that are going to nourish the bones as well, right? It also assists in relieving high blood pressure, depression, fatigue, dizziness, fainting, and headaches. It also aids in weight loss. And I found that to be true for me in terms of the weight loss, because it's filling. It does have flaxseed. It does have flaxseed in it. Yes, channels of elimination. That is so. I love Karma. I love you, sis. I just love her. One thing that I have really grown to appreciate is the heightened awareness to our colon health. Here again, my family, has been our issue. So I know for me, you know how they say, oh, if such and such runs in your family, then you probably have it too. What really runs in the family are the habits, right? So if I'm in the habit of eating starch, which is what I am constantly healing from, I have to look at why that is so. Why do I consume the way that I consume? And chances are I consume the way that my mother consumed, the way that my grandmother consumed. great-grandfather consumed, and both my great-grandfather and grandmother had cancer to the colon. So making sure that we are really, really paying attention to that elimination process is so, so important. So I would say, our last meal should be somewhere around 7, 8 o'clock. Definitely before it gets dark, right? Because that gives the body an opportunity to go into a nice assimilation mode. And when you're in assimilation mode, you don't want to take all the baggage with you. If we eat late, right, that's the extra baggage. So now our system is focusing on breaking down all that you just had, rather than focusing on, taking you through a peaceful journey, which we know as sleep. But anyway, if we were to eat nice and lightly, our system is working. Both the ascending and descending colon are doing what it needs to do. When you wake up, that's your elimination process. So you should definitely be just letting it go. And when you let it go, it's also a great practice to look at your stool. What does it look like? What color is it? What shape is it? So it literally should be in a nice reflection, if you will, of the shape of the colon, right? So it should come, I'm doing this because that's the way that it should come out, and it should be like a paper brown bag color, right? That's a nice, healthy elimination. If it's pebbly, that straight off the top will tell us you need the nourishment, right? It's getting brittle and hard on the inside, and or cold. We'll get into all of that as well. So here again, for the green life, water, your smoothie, even if you wanted to put it in like your oatmeal, it's just a great look, and it really, really does give you. I can drink a green life for the day, or for the top part of the day, and really I'm great. But just to know that I have something that I could either put in my water or can add to something else that I'm having, and know that I'm getting the nourishment, is great. All right. So as we are talking about the ascending and descending colon, I would love to call your attention to the colon E's. Now, the colon E's is a combination of vitamin E, I believe olive, maybe I should read, right? Vitamin E, castor, right? And olive. This right here, y'all, what it does, so remember we talked about that wave of how our stool should look. This helps to, break it all down. One of the things that Queen Afua says is that you don't want this to be a painful journey. And sometimes when we take certain herbs, it could illuminate the pain. Let's say, for me, I've taken senna leaves by itself. And honey, when it is time for you to go, it is time for you to go. That senna wastes no time. But the colon E's gives it's nice because it really does, it makes things soft. Here again, we don't want to push and strain when we are eliminating. It's not necessary, and it causes stress and strain on the rectum, and it causes hemorrhoids as well. So when we are eliminating, we want to make sure that our feet are up. Squatty potty is a great hydrotherapy tool to have. You always want to elevate your feet when you are eliminating, and that just gives it just makes the process easier. What else helps during elimination is a nice om. When you om, it's like your whole avatar just knows, okay, we're in this squatting position and we hear that noise, so it's time for us to get up and go. So the colon E's, here again, helps our stool to be softened so that it can have a peaceful journey on the way out. Now, the next thing is going to be our herbal laxative, which is more so of the Casa Sagrada. Now, this just helps to push it on out. At the end of the day, right? Because our gut is is really our first mind. So we have to make sure that we are constantly cleaning out. Side note, here in the West, we are not accustomed to parasite purging. So if you're a meat eater, seafood eater, dairy eater, and you've never done a purge of any kind, a detox or a fast of any kind, trust and believe you do have parasites. And one of the ways to know that is, let's just say you've decided that you're going to change your eating habits and you've been doing really, really well, but all of a sudden you get these cravings and you really don't want, whatever it is that you're craving, but something is calling you to it. Chances are there's still parasites within, your system that knows it has the pattern, right? It's in the blood. It has the pattern of, oh, I like that other stuff you were eating. I don't know what this is. So we want to make sure that our system includes something that is going to clean out our ascending and descending colon. And the herbal laxative is great for that. So it promotes releasing the toxins from the system. Casa Sagrada is used to ease constipation, right? And constipation comes physically as well as emotionally. And once we begin to implement our system and we let go, we eliminate, we'll also realize that we'll be letting go of some emotion too, right? So if it doesn't serve you, just go ahead and let it go. Don't try to hold on to it. Now, constipation is related to indigestion, right? Varicose veins, appendicitis, bad breath, body odor, depression, fatigue, gas, hernia. So there are many things or many diseases that we could accumulate just in the colon alone, and just off a GP, just doing what we normally do. Even as healers, we may not do all that we're supposed to do to keep this thing going. It's definitely not a one and done. All right. Now, this is our breath of life. This, and I've said it before, will give you your entire life back. I love, love, love Breath of Life. And I love it for many reasons. You can put a couple of dabs under your tongue. You could drink water after it. I don't want that many dabs. You can put it in the water along with your lime and your green life. It just opens you up. All of this. Your throat, your nasal, even your head. You just feel this burst of, oh my goodness, it's just incredible. Now, the Breath of Life is extremely potent. No, I shouldn't say extremely. It's potent though. It really, really is. And its main ingredients are peppermint and eucalyptus. And those two things are like strong by themselves, but as a collective, but it's so amazing for your respiratory system. Like that's my everyday medicine, especially if I go out into the world. I want to make sure that my lungs are protected, right? So the Breath of Life formula is made of pure peppermint oil, eucalyptus, which helps to expel mucus, which I'm so I haven't said mucus at all since I've been, I don't think, on this call, on this live. Y'all, the mucus is real. And mucus comes in so many forms. We have got to be more mindful of what we're feeding ourselves. So side note here again, the fibroids for me was just an incredible amount of mucus. I loved macaroni and cheese and pasta and all of the things that I know we're really not supposed to have. But this will help to break the mucus up. Okay. Now, wait, because this is my favorite for real. They're all my favorite. But y'all, this rejuvenation clay, is the business. I love. And we're almost done, so I'll do it now. But the rejuvenation clay, I'll read right from here instead of from the book, helps to cleanse and beautify and restore, right? So the clay, you can really apply it to like 21 different places. I use it in my hair, and I use another product too, but between the clay, first of all, let me just tell y'all real quick. Yes, I am. And I also have a referral link that you can use. I have some on stock on hand, but I don't know if I have enough to fill your order. But here again, I'll make sure that you get the link. The rejuvenation clay I used for my edges along with another product, but I'm gonna tell you why I did both. The rejuvenation clay to apply the restoration. Now I had been, and most of you know, you're most welcome, sis. I had been shaving my sides for 7 years. And the reason why I started shaving my sides is because my follicles were completely just fried from all of the hair relaxing. So I really didn't have the confidence. Like, I really did not think that my hair would grow back. But applying these masks, taking in the system, y'all, and this has only been a few months. Like, I'm just living a life over here. But you can put it, in your scalp. You can brush your teeth with it. Wherever there's pain. I love to use it. I'm going to do it right now. To pull out the toxicity and or inflammation that comes with what? I don't want to say aging, but, and I sleep, y'all. That's, oh, thank you. Can you believe I cut it though? Ow. But I feel, here again, it's just so much, and it draws out. You can even, for real, to take it internally. Yes, you can take it internally. You can put a little water, a little apple cider vinegar, your clay, and breath of life if you want. Do a little tincture, take it back, and just let it do what it's supposed to do. Gary, this is Queen Afua's rejuvenation clay. And if you have like arthritis, if you have chronic pain, if you have a toothache, any ache, right? For real, for a toothache, you can put it in your mouth or wherever the ache is, and you can also put it in your topically, so it's working both ways, and you can ingest it. So I hope that answered your question. I probably will leave my mask on until it's time to shower for the evening. But anyway, I think I am going to I'll post. And the reason why I'm not 100% sure is because I legit am in training. Like, I'm training for my life right now. And I just want to make sure that I don't overbook. But I believe that I will be at Broad Rock Community Garden next week, Tuesday. I'll share a time. So I hope that you've learned something today. If you didn't take anything away from what I said, hold on, let me move the cup. We have got to pay attention to our colon health. No way around it. We have got to detoxify and nourish our colon. Like, sending so much light and love to our Black Panther. You know, I wrote in my diary the other day, like, I'm so grateful, you know, for all that he's brought onto the planet, and to leave the planet with a message, in that this gut right here, this first mind, the first mind, we have to have control over that. We just cannot, like, legit, y'all, we cannot eat the way that we used to eat coming up, the way that our grandmother did. And if it's not in alignment, like, and even as you get older, whether you're 20 or 50, you're just going to realize that your body just doesn't like certain things anymore. That's because you're evolving and it doesn't serve you. So, and I know I'm not just speaking for myself, because there are so many things that I can't have anymore. And right? So, yeah, I just have to do it. And it's hard, you know, one, because I just have to do it. The consequences, I've been taking my body through it. And well, I used to, so much so that I legit went into debt just in doctor's bills because of what I was eating or not. Can you imagine? I'm the reason why I had kidney stones 3 times. Not because it's something that ran in my family. I couldn't give up the macaroni and cheese and didn't know enough that I had to clean out my colon. So anyway, I offer coaching. I offer consultations, energy readings. The energy reading really is first and foremost, because that will help to determine, you know, what direction you need to take. So, yes, absolutely. Can the children take the herbs? The sooner the better. Yes. They may not love, let's say, drinking something green. They may. So I would put it like in a smoothie or something that may or may not help. But yes, to the children. Now the only group of people that this might be slightly different for are those that are bringing forth ancestors. But other than that, oh, I know that's right. Well, then green it up, honey, because it is necessary. But before I end, people, you know, you all actually have been commenting. Do I have any questions? I love questions because I always have them. Okay, so how to reach me? You can DM me. You can call me, 804-592-1266. You can email me, shay@holisticalea.com. You know, and I will. Well, okay, so as it relates to the clay for the babies, I would say definitely just one application, maybe once every 2 weeks. You don't want to overdo it with the clay. Like for me, if I leave this on more than an hour, when I wash my face, especially under my eyes, and this must be obviously a sensitive area for me, I feel the tingle. So I wouldn't do it often. What you could do, if they don't mind the green, is take a little bit of the clay any other day, right? Any other time, and just put a little bit in their smoothie. They won't taste it. So, yes, in moderation. Y'all, don't even understand how nervous I was doing this. It took me weeks. But I knew that I had to get out there and get it done. So, you know, YouTube and all that is coming. I just didn't want to delay. So here I am, in all of my nakedness, sharing with you all. So in any event, well, low key, y'all, I'm shy. So just, and I'm switching gears. I've always, have done the healing work, but most people know me for the vegan culinary art aspect. So I just felt this like, okay, how do I make this transition into, I'm an emerald green practitioner. Oh, and I'm a gold saver. And I'm a yoga instructor. And I yoni steam. It was just nerves, but thank you. I feel fantastic. I want to really show y'all what this looks like after, but I'm going to wait. We're going to have clay parties too. So whether it's virtual or you come here with me, we're going to do it. Oh, thank you, sis. And I miss you. Hopefully I'll see you soon. So I know this camera just didn't get any love at all, and it's dark, but whatever. I'll do another video sometime soon. In any event, I love y'all. Remember, DM me, call me, 804-592-1266, or email me, shay@holisticalea.com. Love y'all. See you soon. Peace.